Welcome back to Davening with Meaning. Today's bracha is very, very deep, and we're going to dive right into it. Zokef Kefufim. Hashem makes those who are bent over to stand up straight. Now, that's a weird bracha, okay? I mean, we know that people are different than most animals by the fact that we stand straight. But what is the depth? The depth is like this. Most animals, they're on all fours, right? That means that their head, their heart, and all of their urges are on the same level. But if you think about people, right, especially if you learn a little bit about evolution, we stand straight. Different than monkeys, different than cows, than pigs, than animals. We stand straight. That means our head leads our day, our body, our thoughts. Now, there are three parts in our body that help determine the decisions that we are going to make. First, our head, then our heart, our feelings, and Gimel is our urges, our yetzarim, the way you call it in Hebrew, and it could be sexual yetzarim, it could be eating yetzarim. It's things that motivate us to do certain things, okay? So these three things help us decide what we're going to do today. Now, I want to give you an example of a story that happened. I have a student many years ago. He came to me after a class. He's from Texas. He said, Rabbi, can we talk? We sit down. We start to have a conversation. He says, Rabbi, I want you to know something. What? The kid's 18. He didn't grow up religious. He tells me like this. I met a girl. Okay? I met this girl in a bar. I went to hang out with my buddies, and she is drop dead gorgeous. I didn't really know what to say. Okay, what do you want me to say? So, by the way, trying not to judge, right? He went to a bar. Okay, but bar sounds like be'er, like a well, and that's where all of our fathers and mothers met. They met at the well. They had a little l'chaim there. They drank together. So he's going to a bar, continuing the tradition. Rabbi, I fell in love with her. Another anecdote. Falling in love is very Christian, right? It's like it's falling into our urges, so therefore we're in love. In Yahadut, in Judaism, it's binyan adayad. Love is a constant building. We're building in love and not falling. But that's just, okay, going back. I fell in love with her. We've been going out for the past few months. There's only one issue. I said, what's the issue? Every night she goes home, smokes weed, passes out. That's a little bit of a red flag, okay? So we talk it out. After 45 minutes of talking, he says, Rabbi, I don't think she's going to be the mother of my children. I said, okay, I hear it, and they really broke up. But I want to talk about the problem of the way he started making his decisions there. He started by going to this bar, which is, okay, one thing, and then he says, she is drop dead gorgeous, meaning he finds her attractive, pretty. So he's starting with his urges. And then I fell in love with her, meaning he gets to his heart, to his emotions, and that's what's driving him. But when it comes up to his brain, to his sechel, he says, no, she is not going to be the mother of my children because of this red flag that she smokes weed and gets high and passes out. She's not worthy of eventually being the mother of my children. The Torah, especially here in this bracha, are telling us we have to work exactly the opposite. I want to give an example. Let's say there's a 25-year-old religious kid living in Israel, and he wants to find his shidduch, he wants to get married. So let's try to help this guy, right? There are 8 billion people in this world. Assuming he wants to marry a girl, so we could already say that 4 billion people are not relevant. So now there are 4 billion people. And let's say he wants to marry a Jewish girl. So there's around 14 million Jews in the world. Okay, so there's around 7 million potential girls. And we already said he's Israeli, so he wants to probably marry someone in Israel. That brings it down to 3.5 million, around half of the Jews live here. And he's religious. That means he probably wants to marry a religious girl. So we're down to around 500,000 or 400,000, and a certain age, right? So he wants someone, let's say, from 20 until, let's say, 30. So we're down to, I don't know, let's say 40,000 plus minus. Half of them are married already, so he has 20,000 potential girls. Okay, so from 8 billion to 20,000. This is all up here in his head, right? There's no emotion yet, or no urges. There's no none of that. So right now, what does he need to do? He needs to start going on dates. He goes out to his first date, and on the first date, he meets his girl. Up here, it all checks off, right? She, a woman, Jewish, religious, Israeli, single. Okay, he goes out, and there's no chemistry. There's no love. Okay, that could happen in the first date. He goes out second date, third date, fourth date, but nothing's happening. Obviously, it's not the right shidduch. Okay, it's not the worst thing. He says, listen, it's not you, it's me. We know how that works. Now there's 19,999 potential girls out there. Right? He goes out for another date, and the truth is, there's a click, there's chemistry, but there's no attraction. More than that, he's kind of even disgusted the way she looks. I know it's not something that's politically correct to say, but that's just the fact. It's not going to work, right? It's not going to work. What does that mean? That means that the urges, the way that we react to someone's look is important. Also, having chemistry, a click, it's also important, but it needs to start from up here and then work its way down. And that's what the bracha of Zokef Kefufim is really telling us. The fact that we stand straight is not by chance. HaKadosh Baruch Hu designed us in a way that our brain is supposed to determine what we do. And then we have to like what we're doing. And we have to be attracted. It needs to be good for us. But it has to start up here. Zokef Kefufim. Have a wonderful day.